get used to the tears and the pain.
But there was always music in our house, either practicing or records or the radio or someone singing in the bathtub or noise.
Don't go for second best, baby. Put your love to the test.
My nickname in my family was the Mouth.
Okay, wait a minute. Excuse me. I'm gonna say something.
I love you too. Shut up for a second. Spotlight is on me now.
Shut up for a second, okay?
When you're from a big family, everybody's really competitive with each other. So aside from just screaming really loud and doing things that got me attention, like, you know, we would all get in various kinds of trouble to get my father's attention and then be punished accordingly.
Strict family?
Well, just ask me if I could do one thing, and I'll probably say no.
All right, you come to me and I'll play your father.
Okay.
And you come in and say something.
Okay, Dad, I want to know if I can go to the movies with my friend this Friday.
What's his name?
No, just say, it doesn't even get there for, just say no.
No, you can't go.
I think that his strictness taught me a certain amount of discipline that has helped me in my life and in my career, and also made me work harder for things.
I wouldn't have turned out the way I was if I didn't have all those old-fashioned values to rebel against, so.
Yeah.
After high school, Madonna spent a semester at the University of Michigan on a performance scholarship. But her rebellious nature led her eastward to New York City.
I went to New York, I had a dream. I wanted to be a big star. I didn't know anybody. I wanted to dance, I wanted to sing, I wanted to make people happy, I wanted to be famous. I worked really hard and my dream came true.
Actually, it wasn't quite that simple. Madonna spent 3 years in the Big Apple, basically living hand to mouth, working odd jobs, studying as a member of the prestigious Pearl Lang and Alvin Ailey dance companies, and making herself known in the trendy downtown clubs.
When I first came to New York, I was a dancer, and a French record label offered me a recording contract, and I had to go to Paris to do it. So I went there, and that's how I really got in the music business, but I didn't like what I was doing when I got there, so I left, and I never did a record there.
When she returned to the States, she played drums in clubs on the Lower East Side with a group called the Breakfast Club.
So then I'm playing drums, and we're getting gigs in certain downtown clubs like CBGB's and the Mud Club and Max's Kansas City and everything. And I'm starting to write music for the band too, like some songs, but they already had 2 singers in the band, so they would never let me get up and sing a song because what's the point? One day, I finally convinced them, I'll just play guitar and sing one song, please, 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 and they finally said okay. So then I got up to sing one song and the other guy went back to play the drums, and like I got a standing ovation.
Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing.
I befriended one DJ in particular, and he worked at a club called Danceteria, which was one of my favorite clubs. I mean, I was carrying his tape around me everywhere to every club, waiting for the moment to pop it on somebody. So I said, would you play it? I said, would you play it? And he said, well, I can't play it in the middle of the night. I mean, I haven't heard it. What if it's terrible? What if everybody stops dancing? And I said, all right, well, you listen to it, take it home with you tonight and listen to it, and I'll come back here tomorrow.
Needless to say, the DJ liked what he heard. So did the crowd at Danceteria, and so did executives at Sire Records, who signed Madonna and released Everybody as a single. It quickly became a dance club hit. Burning Up was the follow-up single, and its success prompted the release of an album in the summer of 1983, titled simply Madonna. At the age of 25, only 6 months into her recording career, with a hit album and her first pop hit Holiday climbing the charts, Madonna had revitalized the dance music scene.
Well, to start off with, a lot of people thought that I was a black artist before they saw my videos because a lot of my music is more R&B oriented.
Next, Madonna moved on to the challenging task of producing her first videos. Madonna Mania was right around the corner.
A couple of singles out before anybody really knew who I was because I didn't have a video. And the first video I ever did was to Borderline, which was by then my like 3rd or 4th single. So my album was doing fairly well without anybody being really aware of what my image was at all. And so I did my first video to Borderline, and then suddenly I had that crossover that I'd been waiting for so long, because people could see who I was, they could put a face together with a song.
As 1984 opened, the Madonna album remained at the top of the charts, producing even more hit singles. By summer, Madonna had begun work on her anxiously awaited second album.
I just finished recording an album with Nile Rodgers, and I hope to put it out in October, but they're still playing stuff off my last album, which I can't complain, but I'm really anxious to get the new stuff out.
And the title of the new album?
Like a Virgin.
Anything else?
No comment from the Peanut Gallery.
You made me feel. Yeah, you made me feel. I've nothing to hide.
Madonna's very first performance of Like a Virgin on the 1984 MTV Video Music Awards cinched her status as pop superstar. The album debuted in November, and by Christmas, sales were going through the roof.
She's fantastic. I knew she'd be a star.
She could be great. She could be a major star.
She is a star, George.
The biggest star in the universe right now as we speak.
Okay, here we go, and we're rolling. And action.
I was really excited about it because to me it was like making little movies, and I've always been excited about that. So it was like confining it to the 3 minutes of length of a song.
For movie fan Madonna, the prospect of making those little movies was a dream come true, and she lost no time making the transition from small screen to large.
My part in the movie is actually someone like myself, a singer in a club. So all my action takes place in a club, singing and dealing with the audience.
Vision Quest spawned the #1 single, Crazy for You, and was followed by another film which increased Madonna's exposure even further.
The movie I'm working on is called Desperately Seeking Susan. It's directed by Susan Seidelman, who did a movie called Smithereens, and I play Susan.
Although Madonna was originally just a supporting player, the timing of the release of the film gave her a star billing.
I've seen them together.
You saw Roberta with another man? Who?
Looks like a real greaseball to me.
Acting is just, it's just another kind of performing. It's an expression, it's being honest with your audience, stuff like that. So to me, it's just an extension of what I do already, making videos and performing on stage.
With 2 movies, 2 albums, and 4 top 10 records to her credit, in the spring of 1985, Madonna launched the Like a Virgin Tour. 38 performances in 27 U.S. cities, sold out to 355,000 screaming fans. New York's Radio City Music Hall sold out in 34 minutes. The Material Girl was big business, and she had a look all her own.
Are you the designer of your look, your hairstyle, the clothing?
Oh, yeah. Do you think someone else could come up with this?
But she wasn't unique for long. So-called Madonna wannabes were born, all wanting to emulate their idol.
When you wear Madonna, everybody looks at you, right? Everybody stares. Like, look at that girl.
It's the only one that we can look up to nowadays.
You can wear all this in the street nowadays. It's fun.
It helps you to be yourself, you know?
I say it's more myself. Like, this is the way I am.
Madonna Land opened at Macy's in New York, selling such items as skirts, shirts, gloves, jewelry, and posters. But Madonna was one step ahead of the copycats. She changed her look, the first of many changes which would become her trademark.
I ran away. I'd never have the strength to go very far.
And there was something new on the horizon. Madonna was in love.
Beating of my heart.
The media went crazy over the romance between Madonna and actor Sean Penn, star of films such as Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Bad Boys. The two were inseparable. Madonna composed Live to Tell for Sean's film At Close Range. And then there were the pictures. In her early New York days, Madonna had done some modeling to make ends meet. Now that she was a superstar, some of her nude surfaced, just where you'd expect them to. But just 3 days after publication of the photos, Madonna responded to the controversy in her own unique fashion.
I'm sympathizing with you by keeping my coat on, okay? So don't feel bad. No, I ain't taking off today. You might hold it against me 10 years from now.
In August, Sean and Madonna were married in what was to be a private ceremony. But once again, the press was there, this time in helicopters. And once again, Madonna had something to say.
Sean and I took out this full-page ad in the LA Times. Apparently nobody saw it because we were expecting 20,000 people and only 28 showed up. There I am, the blushing bride, and here's my family. That's my Uncle Guido, my cousin Giuseppe, that's Grandma Ciccone, that's Aunt Jean and Uncle Nick. That's Sean's family. It was really beautiful, and I think that everybody had a great time. Until the press got there. We tried to ignore them, but as you can see, they were very close. We tried to save the cake, but no such luck. But I couldn't ignore the helicopters any longer.
The duo teamed up to do a feature, Shanghai Surprise.
What made you decide to stay?
I never got your first name.
Gloria.
The film's lackluster box office performance was more than made up for by the overwhelming success of Madonna's next album, True Blue. The differences between the new album and Madonna's two previous LPs were apparent. Clearly her range had broadened, her work matured. The new songs were thought-provoking and what had become her other trademark, controversial. Papa Don't Preach, dealing with the sensitive topics of teenage pregnancy and abortion, touched off a storm of protest, debates over the meaning of the song, and parody.
You're in trouble with Madonna, don't preach.
I have to listen to the criticism that I get when they're dealing with my work, and it's beneficial.
Despite the controversy, by May of 1987, True Blue was the #1 album in 28 countries, an unprecedented achievement. The album spawned 4 top 10 hits, including 3 #1 singles.
Want to see who's